Good afternoon, ma'am. Venson-Moitoi. We are the others online, and today we came in. Some are saying you are standing, or you have shown interest to stand for the presidency of to contest actually for the presidency of the BDP. So we came here to confirm from you and hear it from you if it indeed is true that Laema, and if there are reasons to share why you can do that now.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to confirm basically that it is true that I have sent a letter, one to my president, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, and one to the Secretary General of the party, just to inform them that I do intend to contest the presidential elections at the next party congress. The letters are just by way of information because the actual process of presidential elections is stipulated in our congress, and that takes place at the congress itself. But for now, I thought it was proper and courteous that I should inform them of my intent.
And when did you send those letters?
I sent the letters on Monday. Okay. And I do this feeling quite comfortable because the president himself is of a very democratic mind. He has indicated himself that if anybody feels that they want to run, they should inform the party, they should inform him. And for that reason, I feel very comfortable about this. But I must, at the same time, whilst I say that, indicate that since the story broke on the media, apparently last night, I have been concerned, on the other hand, getting calls from people whom I know to be senior members of my party, whom I know to be in positions to advise my president and to be working for the party, calling me and questioning my seriousness. In fact, coming close to questioning my sanity in writing this letter. I actually was very, very, very concerned. And all this said to me was, this is bullying because coincidentally, these people are male. And this said to me, am I being questioned because I'm a woman? Is my sanity being questioned because a woman is finally daring to stand when the president himself said people must say if they wish to stand, and he accepts any member to compete for the post? And people who are out there advising him are going to be telling him this woman is crazy. I actually felt concerned, because here now goes bullying.
So, Vincent, you're telling us you have been asked if you are well upstairs.
Yes.
Like literally.
It came that close, because when people say to you, are you serious? I mean, at my age,
yes.
I sat down, I have thought about this. I have considered everything, including my age. Yes, I have thought. My age is a number. Luckily, physically and mentally, I feel strong enough to do this. I have checked all that. I've even been to see my doctors, because you don't go into these things blindly just to say you're doing it for fun. No.
Yes, and when you're saying that, it brings me to the issue now that this is quite a huge step.
Yes.
It has never happened in the history of the BDP.
Yes.
And if you're saying you have checked everything, you've thought about this, can you just elaborate on that, touch on that aspect, that it's the first time we see this happening in the history of the BDP?
Yes.
What is your take on it, and how far have you thought?
No, I've thought about this very, very seriously. Yes, this is the first time it's happening. But there's always a first time. The reason we have a subject in education in schools called history is because of that. In this country, the women are the largest number of voters for all the men we have seen in office. I am perhaps the longest serving woman in the history of this country, both in politics and in the public service. I was 20 years in the public service, ending up as permanent secretary. Next year, I will have served 20 years as a politician in this country, 18 of those years as a minister, if I'm still a minister after all the bullying
that you
I had yesterday.
Wow.
Yes. The only other woman who possibly could have reached that would have been Manasha had she stayed within the BDP. But apart from that, in 50 years, the highest serving woman that the BDP has produced is me. So I asked myself the question, if I come this far and I have watched men who came into the system in junior positions surpass me, and I sit back and fold my arms and go home and grow cabbage like I'm supposed to, what message am I sending to the women of this country and to the young girls out there? If I'm going to cower down to the bullying, in fact, the bullying yesterday has strengthened my resolve more than anything. If I'm going to back down because I'm being bullied, what am I saying to the women who vote, who are then bullied because they are daring to run for these positions? The least I owe the women of this country is to run for this position, so that the women should know that no position is too high, because we vote for all the positions. When we are voting, no. So, I owe the women of this country. If this is the last race I run, I will do so for the women of this country. Believe me. Yes.
And lastly, I would love for us to touch the issue of who you are doing this for. Because some people, you are not, how not interested in party at heart. Can you clarify that and let it settle? You love your party.
Yes. That is the office I would occupy if I win.
Yes.
Why would I rubbish an office I want to occupy? Never. Not me. Screaming at me. Let me deal with that. Will remember how I used to fight with Khama. If anybody has had the nerve to fight even Khama, history will remember who did. But when I thought, I would say to him, Mongami ke a tota ka boikokobetso, mme se mo hong. And everybody thought I was rude, I was out of order. So, ga ke itse gore tsatsi leno ke tata go dumelana le kgama gongwe a sa dire sentle. Kgama ga nthoma. But hey, if he turns out up there and he says he will support me, ke bata support ya madomokraga bote nna. Jaaka ke dumela gore Botswana Masisi o rile ha re bata go ema re ke bata support ya madomokraga bote mmaitso ka gore ke bata madomokraga re bereka mmogo.
And
that's my wish.
That brings you to the
that is
of
the
your party.
only way you will have a united party, all the Democrats together.
Your last words.
I think one wants to know what is it that you stand for, more the office of the presidency. What is it that you want to advance, if there is such?
At this time, let me hold that.
Okay.
Yes. Let me hold that. Ka gore ga ke bate go toga ke iketella. The folly of politics is when you start shooting your mouth too soon, too early. You offend people. Allow me not to answer that one. Okay?
Emma.
I wanted your last words before we part. We will surely come back as the race starts.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning of the beginning. Emma. Your last words, Madam.
My last words are, my intentions are noble. There is never a good time. The only good time is that which God wills. I don't know if this is the right time, but I feel it is the right time. For me, the women of this country must have a voice. And that's my main driver.
Thank you very much.